This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Missing kayaker. A search is underway for a young person who fell into a lake near New Glasgow. Parking problems. Halifax hospital staff say free parking is leaving them struggling to find spots. And a new public housing. We get a tour of an 8-plex opening in Digby.
Fog patches and drizzle for Saturday morning, then some sunny breaks into the afternoon. A better chance for showers on Sunday. We'll walk you through it with your full timeline coming up.
Good evening. A search is underway for a missing kayaker in Pictou County. A youth who was kayaking at Eden Lake was reported missing after falling into the water southeast of New Glasgow on Thursday. As the CBC's Josh Hoffman reports, search and rescue agencies have been working around the clock.
I'm here at Eden Lake, which is approximately 50 kilometers southeast of New Glasgow. It's a very large lake right in the middle of the eastern part of the province. I'm on the west side of the lake where several residences and cottages are located, and just further down the road from me, family members and friends of the family of the missing youth are gathered. Emotions are running high. Things are quite tense as this search continues and almost reaches the 24-hour mark. I did speak to one family member of the missing youth who told me that the youth was out on the lake in a kayak with a sibling yesterday when they fell into the water. The sibling was able to make it back to shore, but the other one is still missing. Very little sign of the youth. There was some items located on the south end of the lake. We do know that RCMP helicopters in the area, search and rescue boats are on the water, but very few details coming from emergency responders. As the one family member did tell me, this is a call that you never want to receive. Josh Hoffman, CBC News, Eden Lake.
RCMP and Pictou County are also searching for 2 missing children. 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan were last seen on Gairloch Road in Lansdowne Station early this morning. RCMP say the children are believed to have wandered off. Police describe Lily Sullivan as having long, shoulder-length light brown hair with bangs. The force says she might be wearing a pink sweater, pink pants, and pink boots. Jack Sullivan has shortish blonde hair and was wearing blue dinosaur boots. A high school vice principal who was stabbed by a student 2 years ago in Bedford is suing the school's security guard, the Halifax Regional Centre for Education, and the province, saying the incident was preventable. A statement of claim filed in Nova Scotia Supreme Court says Wayne Rogers was stabbed twice by the student at Charles P. Allen High School in March of 2023, causing physical and psychological injuries. A statement of claim alleges the school's full-time security guard failed to take steps to de-escalate the situation. It also alleges the regional centre negligently employed the security guard and did not provide him with proper training, and the regional centre and the province failed to take appropriate steps to provide for the safety of employees. The student, who was 15 at the time of the stabbing, was sentenced last September to 2 years of probation after pleading guilty to 2 counts of aggravated assault. Well, there is anger and frustration from staff at some Halifax area hospitals after the province announced parking is now free at all sites. Workers tell CBC the promise is misleading and has left many of them struggling to find a place to park. Carolyn Ray has that story.
This is a good thing. This is a really good thing.
When Premier Tim Houston announced free parking at all hospitals, he touted the benefit for patients, families, and staff. But just one day after opening the lots, staff in the province's biggest hospitals say it's an ill-conceived mess. The IWK and QE2 both lost their parking garages to allow for expansions, pushing staff to park at off-site lots where they can take a shuttle. But there aren't enough spaces to handle all the staff. Employees say the lots are filled up by 6:30 in the morning, leaving some to double park and risk tickets just to get to work. The unions representing workers say this is a big issue, and some employees may quit over this.
It's definitely, extremely frustrating for our members, and absolutely our members are going to look at other options if they continually face this situation every day. They're only human.
Really, as an employer, they are going to have to figure this out, because nurses have lots of availability for jobs all over the province, and they will. If they're concerned about their safety, they will take action, and they can.
No one is complaining about the idea of free parking. It's the lack of places to go, with some left wondering if they'll have to leave hours before their shifts just to get a spot. If staff are desperate and resort to parking in the garage during busy hours, they'll have to pay over $70 per shift. An employee at the Halifax Infirmary says the situation has caused tremendous stress and anxiety. Houston says it's a work in progress.
We'll continue to look for ways to support staff, but we respect the work they do, and we try to make sure they have a good working environment.
Nova Scotia Health and the IWK admit they're hearing from angry employees. Nova Scotia Health has now set up an email address specifically for parking concerns. It wants to hear solutions from its staff and says anything reasonable will be considered. Carolyn Ray, CBC News, Halifax.
The interim penalty for starting a wildfire in the province is now permanent. The province set a fine of $25,000 after the damaging wildfires in Upper Tantallon and Shelburne in 2023. It was renewed in 2024. The province says the fine is working, and making it permanent signals they mean business. From March 15th to October 15th, daily burn restrictions are in place to help prevent wildfires. Previously, the fines ranged from $180 to $237. All right, over to Ryan with the weather. While it's a damp night out there, it's still Friday.
Yeah, that's true. And we are getting the bulk of the wet weather, at least for the first half of the weekend, over with for this Friday evening and overnight. And as we look at the radar, and you can see we are looking at these showers that have been rolling through the province this afternoon into this evening, still looking at a round currently working its way up through the valley into Cumberland County, another round that's been pushing its way through Cape Breton. It's all along this warm front. And the bulk of that action will indeed be through the evening hours. Quieter overnight, still some spotty showers, and a little bit of drizzle and fog to contend with for Saturday morning. The fog will retreat back to the coast. We'll see the drizzle chances ending and the shower chances wrapping up, and then we'll see some sunshine breaking through into the afternoon, especially for inland areas. Chances for showers rolling back in late afternoon into the evening, and Sunday is looking a little on the damp side with this frontal boundary stalled overhead. We're talking about clouds and showers that are going to be just off and on throughout the day as that front finally will sink to the south on Monday. We'll talk about it with your full weekend forecast and 7-day details just ahead.
All right, we'll catch you then. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
The Nova Scotia government is offering a glimpse at some of the new public housing announced in 2023. An 8-plex building in Digby is almost ready to welcome new residents. The CBC's Nicholas Sagan went on a tour.
Part of the long-awaited new public housing, this building will open this summer, providing deeply affordable housing for 24 low-income seniors, families, and individuals. Today, the housing minister got a tour.
It's pretty impressive to be in here, and it's going to be a special moment for folks that that are on the wait list, that need to find a place to call home, that when they can walk into this place and have a roof over their head and call it home.
This public housing is part of the 273 new units announced throughout 2023 to be built across Nova Scotia and house more than 700 people. This $103 million plan marked the first significant investment in new public housing since the 90s, at a time when many Nova Scotians are desperate for an affordable place to live.
The challenges that we're seeing in the housing market are not unique to Halifax. We see them right across this province.
Some of the new units are modular, 2- and 3-bedroom prefabricated homes and multi-unit buildings like this one that are built more quickly than traditional public housing. One of the builders says the whole process takes a matter of months.
This came in 16 boxes. So it was 16 boxes. It was sort of like Lego, right? It just stacks together, and we tie everything together from there. 25
units have already been built and occupied across the province in places like Glace Bay, Spring Hill, and here in Digby. Like all public housing, the residents are paying 30% of their income.
But this is even that much more special. You know, people who really need housing to be involved in this, and, you know, it kind of gives you some nice motivation to wake up in the morning and go to work knowing that you're really doing something that's going to help.
The province says the modular units will all be finished by this fall, and the rest of the larger buildings will be finished by 2028. This offering some hope to close to 8,000 Nova Scotians still on the public housing waitlist. Nicola Sagan, CBC News, Digby, Nova Scotia.
While many university students are busy moving out after the spring semester, the Dalhousie Office of Sustainability is collecting their donated household items. This is the first year of the Free Store, second year rather, a growing donation program on campus. And Laura Flight has that story.
Students are moving out of the city for the summer. They have furniture, appliances, and other household items that often get left behind. So where does all of that go?
So I have lots of clothes and things, and my friends and I have been kind of swapping. You know, it's like a pretty sustainable way to do it.
A lot of it has just been trying to hand down to like the younger students living in the residence here, whether it be, I don't know, guys I know on the rugby team or just first years we've seen around campus, just asking if they kind of need everything. That's kind of a lot easier, I felt like, than just listing on Marketplace.
A lot of people want to donate their stuff and don't necessarily want to just throw it in the garbage.
Dalhousie University's Office of Sustainability saw that students needed an easier way to donate these items right on campus. The donation program collects items from students that are redistributed through a pop-up free store in September. The goal is to keep these things off the side of the road and out of landfills. Last year, the free store saw 700 students come in to pick up items they needed.
Students were so grateful to have access to essential items like housewares, as well as home decor, even mini fridges at absolutely no cost to students.
The free store moved more than 3.5 tons of donations in 2024, worth roughly $10,000.
This year we're trying to collect even more items. I think since word has kind of gotten out on campus about the free store, there's just, again, been so much positive feedback. We've had really great partnerships with the housing group and also with the space planning group to help us find space to accommodate our collections and the donations.
What started as a pilot program is now something highly requested from students. The Office of Sustainability plans to open the pop-up free store a few times throughout the year while they continue to collect donations. Laura Flight, CBC News, Halifax.
The ferry service between Nova Scotia and PEI has restarted. The MV Confederation was making trips back and forth between the provinces on Thursday. For now, there are 4 departures from Wood Islands. On June 15th, that goes up to 8. Meanwhile, the new boat, the Northumberland, goes into service a little later in the season. The Department of Fisheries and Oceans says electronic logging isn't going anywhere. It is now mandatory for fishers in the Gulf of St. Lawrence to record their fishing activity through an app instead of paper. But many have told CBC the new process is confusing and time-consuming. In a statement, DFO says the move will make catch reporting faster, easier, and more efficient, but also says, we recognize that the move to mandatory use of e-logs has been a challenging transition for some harvesters, and we appreciate the feedback we've received to date. Harvesters struggling to adapt to new technologies should consult with e-log providers for product support. Well, runways will be lit up in the next couple of weeks during the annual Fabric of Our DNA shows. This is the 5th year for the production by Halifax's House of Soli. The theme is Black Dandyism, the same idea that's infusing this year's Met Gala. CBC spoke with a number of people involved in the event.
The Fabric of Our DNA is the event. Black Dandyism is the theme, and it's centered around tailored suit. Black men in specific, how they were dressing back in the day to sort of create a sense of rebellion, using fashion to create that narrative of stepping outside of boxes that they were placed in. They were often denied access. So it started back in the slave trade. So when the men were sort of relegated to looking scrappy or not having fine tailored suits, once they had the ability to, really dress, they used that as a way of saying, we are here, we're gonna take up space, and we're gonna dress the part. And it then just embodied excellence, beauty, style, and it created a whole energy that, again, now here in 2025, we're celebrating what they started and the movement that Black Dandyism is within the Black community and the influences it have on fashion globally.
It is a custom-made suit which are made for specifically for this event for men, and actually you'll see some women wearing these kind of suits as well, and you'll see how those reflect the culture, cross-culture between South Asian community and the Black community as well. It's not just a piece of clothing, it's all other elements that bring everything together to show that personal styling on a person, and that's what we are trying to promote through Fabric of Our DNA.
An outfit like this draws the eye, it draws attention. It says, hey, there's somebody who's a little different, right?
That's the point. That's the point of dressing this way, to express ourselves and to be proud of who we are. Dandyism is about like freedom of expression, right? So it's like expressing myself through fashion. How it came about was like during slavery, Europeans dressed this way and we did not want to be oppressed, so we took that as a symbol of power and unity. So starting to dress like this, meaning that we're taking what is supposed to be our weakness and we're using that to strengthen ourselves. I'm proud of where I'm coming from. So if I see a chance to celebrate my culture and like to show the world what we are made of, then I'll gladly take it. Fabric of our DNA.
The audience brings another element of the show. How are you showing up? How are you owning the space as well? So yeah, come out in your best. We say in the Black community, you put your Sunday best on. But yes, style it, bring your flavor to it, and let's just have this visual explosion of fashion, of celebration, as we honor those who were there before us and had challenges, but still used fashion as a way to overcome it and make powerful statements.
But I ain't ruled, I ain't never lost my way. We singing our songs to this day, singing way out.
You're listening to the debut single of the Hello Crows, Come Back to Me. They're the first band signed by a brand new record label, the only Indigenous record label in Atlantic Canada. Castle Records was launched by Mi'kmaq rapper Tristan Grant, who performs under the name Wolf Castle. Grant says he launched the label to support Indigenous talent and help artists reach new heights with their music. Well, there's a beautiful shot from Guysborough. Ryan's up next with his full weekend forecast. We're back after this. All right, so the weekend has arrived, and the forecast sounds better than it did earlier in the week.
Yeah, that's right. Saturday's been an improving forecast. Saturday afternoon in particular, where we're going to see the sun breaking in. The temperatures are really going to pop, and it's looking quite lovely. The other thing, even on cloudy days, it's turned into a cloudy day across Nova Scotia, really noticing the days getting longer.
Isn't that the best?
It really is. And I thought we'd do a little recap of where we are right now as we look at the sunrise and sunset times. This weekend, we will, in the Halifax area, cross the threshold of 6 a.m. sunrises, which is great, especially for you early risers.
Yeah.
Already been there for a few days in Cape Breton, and you'll get there in a few days in Yarmouth. Again, it does vary across the province. You can see as we move through the next few weeks, we're just really going to add up the daylight.
Nice.
By the time we get to the May long weekend, we're talking about 15 hours of daylight per day. And that sun angle continues to rise in the sky, getting higher and higher and higher, which is awesome.
That's the best word for it.
All good news. So yes, I thought we'd just recap that. Now, as we look at the temperatures out there right now, yeah, it's feeling more like March than May, or maybe early April than May. But you can see that we are hanging on to some double digits in Yarmouth right now. And the mild air tonight will be a story. The fog patches are going to roll inland as this moist air mass does push its way in. You can see some gusts upwards of 40 kilometers per hour in Yarmouth and Digby County at last check. This is the front that's been bringing those showers, which have been scaling in from west to east. The bulk of the activity earlier has now pushed, as you can see here, just to the east of east and across through Cape Breton, and then back across to Prince Edward Island. And you can see this next round working its way through the valley and now into Cumberland County. And that's coming down pretty good here. We actually could hear a rumble of thunder with this line tracking through this evening. Can't rule it out, and into the early overnight as well. This is the front that stretches off to the south that we're going to be watching for really late Saturday evening, overnight into Sunday. High pressure will follow it up for next week, and you can see temperatures out across Canada right now into the low 20s, including in the Toronto area. And we are going to be tapping into this warm air for Saturday into the 20s. Get inland. That's the best advice I can give you, as we will show you in here in just a moment. 6 to 8 degrees for most of the mainland. Temperatures 4 or 5 degrees for Cape Breton tonight, with those fog patches spreading inland. Shower chances will continue through this evening into the overnight. A pretty quiet, late overnight, early Saturday morning. Fog patches, periods of drizzle, maybe an isolated shower in here. And then as we move our way, it's going to be sluggish, much like it is this time of year in this type of a setup. But as we move into the afternoon, we're going to see that fog retreat back to the coast in the morning, and into the afternoon, we're going to see these sunny breaks developing. And again, with this southwest flow, temperatures are going to be cooler along the Atlantic coastline. Get inland, and you're going to find yourself some nice temperatures for this time of year. Couple of very isolated spotty showers possible into the afternoon for the west. Best chances look to be in the valley and towards Cobequid Bay, but even that's an isolated risk, and you can see the bulk of the showers starting to march in Saturday evening and into the overnight across the region. Temperatures will range from 9 to 12 degrees in onshore winds, Guysborough and into Cape Breton. Inland, we're going to climb into the 15 to 18, even 19 range. 20s looking best set from Antigonish back to Pictou County tomorrow, but likely will be near 20 for Truro, down around the Enfield area towards Windsor. Onshore wind, Parsborough to Economy, but again, inland, and we're going to be quite lovely indeed. Metro will likely range from near, 10 or 12 right along the coast to 16, 17, even 18 degrees inland, in and around the metro area. Get away from the coast tomorrow. 13 Lunenburg, 10 in Liverpool. Again, that fog retreating back to the coast. 20s inland, and the valley will be really nice, around 20 degrees as well. So that front settles in for Saturday night, Sunday morning. We're looking at one point it looked like that front may sink to the south through Sunday. Now it's looking more stubborn, and that it will be kind of parked overhead. So umbrellas, rain jackets at the ready for Sunday. Temperatures will be mild, but dress for it. And then you can see that front does stick off to the south for Monday, where we'll have a lingering chance for a shower, and we'll see some shower chances marching back in for Wednesday and Thursday as well, Amy.
All right. Well, we've got some good weather coming.
That's
anyway.
right. Enjoy Saturday afternoon for sure.
Exactly. Bookmark it. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coming up, find out which Nova Scotia travel destinations made a top 10 list of Canadian vacation spots. CBC's The Current asked listeners across the country for the best vacation spots in Canada. And it turns out 2 Nova Scotia destinations made the top 10. I'm joined now by Joanne Fitzgerald, Chief Marketing Officer for Tourism Nova Scotia. So nearly 50,000 listeners sent in more than 2,000 suggestions of places to visit. Cape Breton and the drive from Amherst to the Masstown Market made the short list. First of all, your reaction to that?
Oh my gosh, we are so proud to see the 2 Nova Scotian locations voted on the Current's bucket list, top 10 bucket list. I know there are so many people, including our partners at Destination Cape Breton, who really put in a lot of effort to make sure that Nova Scotia got this recognition. So we couldn't be more proud.
All right, well, what kind of exposure will it bring the province, do you think?
Well, I think, there's a lot of talk of, staying within Canada and visiting Canada, even from around the world. I think the audience that this will cover will help get that message out and to remind people of the wonderful places to come and see and do. And these 2 in particular has been highlighted by the top 10 bucket list.
Now, in fact, 6 of the top 10 were in Atlantic Canada. We've got St. Andrews, New Brunswick, Basin Head Provincial Park in PEI, as well as Bonavista and Grossmoor National Park in Newfoundland. So how much does that work in Nova Scotia's favor, do you think?
Oh, I think it's absolutely phenomenal for the whole region. I mean, for Nova Scotia, a lot of times we're a part of multi-provincial tours that people come in to see. They'll come to Nova Scotia and go to the other provinces as well, and vice versa. So I think it's all a tremendous boost for us and for the Atlantic region for sure.
Now, do you work with other tourism departments in the region when it comes to getting people to come east?
Yes, we do. Actually, we have an agreement. It's called the Atlantic Canada Agreement on Tourism, and we work with our other provincial partners, the 4 Atlantic provinces and ACOA, to work on projects that bring people from all over the world in our target markets to come to see Nova Scotia and Atlantic Canada. It's been around for about 30 years, and it's a tremendous asset to all of us and all the parties involved. And it's a tremendous, we call it co-opetition. So we work together, but we're a little bit of competition, of course.
Right. Well, as you mentioned, many folks have decided to spend travel dollars here in Canada, in part given to the simmering tensions with the U.S. How much of an impact do you think that will have on Nova Scotia's tourism season?
I think right now it might be a little too early to tell. We're working with our partners like Destination Canada to monitor trends and travel intentions. So some Americans may also see the favorable exchange rates as a good reason to come and visit Nova Scotia and Atlantic Canada. So Nova Scotia really, we're working, all of us in the province and around Atlantic Canada, working to make sure we remain a welcoming destination for our U.S. visitors. It's who we are as people. We're welcoming. So time will tell, but we're hoping it will have a positive impact.
What about from other parts of Canada?
I think other parts of Canada, I think there's such a patriotic kind of vision right now that, we're looked at as a great opportunity to come to. May have been on the bucket list as it were for quite a while, and hopefully it'll turn into something that people in the further away provinces want to come and see us as well. I think it's nothing but positive.
2 Nova Scotia destinations, as we said, made the top 10, but I assume that will spill out into other parts of the province?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, everywhere around the province, there's a visitor memorable experience to be had, whether it's local music, food, culture, exciting activities, and just the warm hospitality that it really is across the province. So I think this will absolutely have a positive impact around the province, and people will go to one place and then they're going to try something else. They're going to try maybe something more off the beaten path to really explore more Nova Scotia. But these 2 places are a great place to start, for sure.
Well, how do you think this season is going to stack up compared to other recent years?
I think, we have a really great opportunity because of all the things that are happening. I'm quite positive there'll be a lot more folks from around Canada that are going to come here and try us that may not have thought about us right away, thinking maybe they would go to the U.S. and now saying, no, I'm keeping my dollars within Canada. So I think we're going to definitely see a positive impact. And I think there's a lot of wonderful Americans that want to come to Nova Scotia and Atlantic Canada that are, also supportive of us, given the situation that's happening. So I think you're going to see a lot more of Americans even coming. Not to play Nostradamus, but I really think it's going to be a good year.
Now, what would you say to some Americans who maybe, given that everything's been in the news, they might be a little nervous about coming to Canada?
The main message is that we're a welcoming country, we're a welcoming province, we're a welcoming region. This isn't going to change that. I think the average person in Atlantic Canada and Nova Scotia knows that it's not an issue with every American. We want to make sure they know they're welcome, and I think we've been doing a good job thus far, even into the beginning of the year. So, but we'll keep a monitoring on sentiment and make sure that we have that feeling that people are still continuing to welcome and getting the message across. Anytime we get any messages on novascotia.com, for example, people asking that question, we're saying, you come. We love you all. Come. We're welcome. We want you to be here.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. We do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Coming up, Mark Carney holds his first news conference since his election win, outlining his priorities as Prime Minister. And General Motors is cutting shifts at its Oshawa plant that employs 3,000 workers, citing U.S. tariffs. Welcome back. Prime Minister Mark Carney is going to meet U.S. President Donald Trump at the White House next week. Carney made the announcement at a press conference in Ottawa. The CBC's Ashley Burke has more.
Mark Carney campaigned on a promise to take on Donald Trump and win. Now one of his first tests.
I had a very constructive call with President Trump, and we agreed to meet next Tuesday in Washington.
The newly elected prime minister says that meeting will focus on Trump's trade war and their path forward after Carney declared their old relationship dead.
Are you interested in rebuilding relations with Canada?
I think we're going to have a great relationship. He called me up yesterday. He said, let's make a deal.
Carney says Trump didn't mention absorbing Canada on that call, but his administration has been clear it's still the president's goal.
He respects, as others who are good negotiators, and he's one of the best negotiators, they respect strength.
To show strength, during this trip to London before the election, Carney asked the king if he'd be open to delivering Canada's speech from the throne. Now King Charles has accepted the invitation.
It is actually quite a coup to have such a monumental visit so early in his term.
Jason Easton, a former trade advisor to Prime Minister Trudeau, says Trump likes the royals, and Carney's move sends a strong message.
Having the king deliver the throne speech and opening this session of Parliament is the clearest and loudest demonstration yet that Canada's sovereignty is not up for negotiation.
Trump's ambushed leaders before during negotiations, like Ukraine's president.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
Carney says he's going into the meeting prepared and expects difficult but constructive conversations.
I'm not pretending those discussions will be easy or they won't proceed in a straight line. There'll be zigs and zags, ups and downs. But as I said in my remarks, I will fight for the best deal for Canada.
And warns that could take time.
Do not expect white smoke out of that meeting.
This is an introductory set of meetings, but Carney says the amount of time and access to senior White House officials suggests these are serious talks. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
While Canada-U.S. relations are at the top of Carney's agenda, they weren't the only priorities he laid out. The CBC's Cameron McIntosh reports.
Good weekend. A new prime minister many Canadians still don't know very well, giving off a vibe of a guy who wants to get to work.
I'm in politics to do big things, not to be something.
Mark Carney, setting expectations.
I am committed to working with others, governing as a team in cabinet and caucus, and working constructively across parties in Parliament.
Promising free interprovincial trade and a middle-class tax cut by July 1st, and to find savings to balance operating costs in 3 years, while also leaning into a couple of key Conservative promises.
Canadians also sent a clear message that their cost of living must come down and their communities need to be safe.
Carney is picking a cabinet. Parliament will begin May 26th, without Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre, who lost his seat.
The Prime Minister lied and his minions continue to lie.
Alberta Conservative MP Damien Carrick is now stepping aside so Poilievre can run in a by-election in Battle River Crowfoot, an extremely reliable Conservative seat. In a post, Poilievre thanked Carrick, saying he'll work hard to earn voters' trust. Carney has up to 6 months to call a by-election, but says he won't keep Poilievre waiting.
I will ensure that it happens as soon as possible.
Okay.
No games, nothing, straight.
Also asked if his Liberals will strike another governing deal with the NDP.
Short answer, no.
The former central banker sounding more technocrat than politician.
When you are new as prime minister, new in party politics as he is, you don't come at it with the same sort of hardbound partisanship.
Canadians have honored me with a mandate to bring about big changes quickly. I will work relentlessly to fulfill that trust.
Carney will get his chance. The election left all of the opposition parties battered. At least for now, none of them are in a rush to bring down his minority government. Cameron McIntosh, CBC News, Ottawa.
General Motors Canada says it is cutting one of 3 shifts at its plant in Oshawa, Ontario, starting this fall. The union representing the auto workers is accusing GM of bartering Canadian jobs to appease U.S. President Donald Trump.
is just ridiculous, short-sighted, premature, and disrespectful of our Prime Minister and disrespectful of Canadians who, by the way, as I've said, buy a lot of General Motors vehicles in this country.
Union leadership says 700 workers will be laid off at the plant. GM says forecasted demand and the changing trade environment are behind the shift reduction. The automaker says the move will support a, quote, sustainable manufacturing footprint in Canada as the automaker revamps the plant to build more trucks, and that it plans to build vehicles here for another 100 years. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith has said repeatedly she is not pushing for secession, but has said it has just made it easier for separatists to force a referendum. And as Julia Wong reports, that has caused concern in the Indigenous community.
Days after the federal election, Alberta Premier Danielle Smith is coming out swinging at Ottawa over clean energy regulations.
If Ottawa had its way, Albertans would be left to freeze in the dark.
Heated words as signs a different struggle is emerging, a renewed campaign for Alberta to separate from Canada. It comes after new legislation by Smith's government that makes it easier for Albertans to force the province to hold a referendum. While Smith says she's not pushing for secession, she argues a new federal government has done little to mend a fraught relationship.
When we tried voicing our very real and serious concerns about these regulations, they told us too bad.
We have had no consultation in regards to this at all.
This First Nations chief sent a letter to the Premier, one of many saying separatist sentiments breach treaty rights.
This is a very serious issue in regards to separating with Alberta, and it has to stop. It's fear-mongering.
Treaty agreements are sacred and should come before a process like a referendum, says this expert.
Alberta thinks that even if just a political conversation, that it can muse or, just think about the possibility of separating without involving Indigenous peoples as the first step, that's a form of disrespect that's being shown to the chiefs.
The Premier pressed on the issue.
I just feel like I'm not getting an answer, though, on whether this could be a risk in terms of the province's relationships with Indigenous people.
Well, I'm not going to prejudge what citizens are going to do for a petition. Once there's a petition on the table and there's an active discussion from citizens having achieved the requisite number of signatures, I'd be happy to answer your question.
One of Alberta's 2 Liberal MPs-elect says there are more important issues.
Canadians expect us to get down to work on defending this country, and I don't want us to spend a lot of time worrying about a separation argument that is ultimately such a fringe argument here in Alberta.
And that report from the CBC's Julia Wong. Well, an Angus Reid poll taken early last month indicated that 25% of Albertans support separation, while the remainder oppose it. 7 years after the alleged incident, the woman at the heart of the sexual assault trial of 5 former World Junior Hockey players started her testimony today in a London, Ontario court. The CBC's Katie Nicholson has the story.
Before she even testified, a cluster of supporters outside the London courthouse.
Break the silence, end the violence.
They chanted as the accused walked by. Among the crowd, longtime feminist and advocate Judy Rebick, who wanted to show support for the complainant, known only as EM.
I think she's shown amazing courage.
Former World Junior Hockey players Michael McLeod, Cal Foote, Dylan Dubé, Alex Formanton, and Carter Hart are all charged with sexually assaulting a then 20-year-old woman in June of 2018. They have all pleaded not guilty. Court has heard how EM met McLeod at Jack's, where the team was partying. They danced and eventually went to his hotel room where they had sex. Court heard he texted teammates. Who wants to be in a three-way? Quick, 209, Mikey. The Crown says EM did not consent to the alleged sexual acts which followed. Court also heard evidence from teammate Boris Kachuk, who was briefly in room 209. He said McLeod offered him oral sex, he presumed from EM, but he did not take the offer seriously and left. EM testified she was hesitant to go out that night. She recalls being introduced to a man named Mikey and that he seemed interested and they did a shot together. She said she drank an excessive amount, including 8 shots at the bar, and that her inhibitions were lowered and her vision was blurry. She recalled an older man acting as what she described as a wingman for Mikey, who made it seem like he was a good guy. Later, she would leave the bar and have sex with Michael McLeod. That act is not the focus of the trial. Advocates of sexual assault survivors are paying close attention to how she's treated in court.
I'm going to be watching closely to see how the complainant on the stand is treated and if she is subject to the typical tropes and allegations against her character that we so often see in these types of trials.
EM is expected to continue testifying Monday and will then face cross-examination from the 5 legal teams representing the accused. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, London, Ontario.
This coming week, Europe marks 80 years since the surrender of Nazi Germany. One of the first ceremonies was a Canadian event remembering the May 5th liberation of the Netherlands, and Canadian veterans were there. The CBC's Chris Brown reports.
That 22 Canadian Second World War veterans could even make this trip to the Netherlands is remarkable. At 98, Felix Labelle is one of the youngest.
It's with humility that I think of those who died. And when someone shakes my hand, I tell them, you're shaking the hand in the name of the ones who died for our country.
In a ceremony with a strong Indigenous presence, Canadian and Dutch officials lauded those who fought and those who didn't make it home. 7,600 Canadian soldiers were killed during the vicious battles that would eventually liberate the Netherlands in May 1945, including Barbara Wood's father, Robert Kindersley, an engineer. He was killed days after fighting in Europe ended when a German bomb he was trying to defuse detonated.
He had that one job to do. His suitcase was packed. Unfortunately, it was a booby. Came to him, killed him immediately. He had sent me a letter to say, I'm going to be home for your birthday. My birthday was in June. He didn't make it to my 9th birthday.
During the war, Honorary Lieutenant General Richard Romer was a reconnaissance pilot. Now 101, he fears some lessons of the war are being forgotten, as alliances that have protected Europe since then are fraying.
To see it starting to come apart a little bit is not very encouraging, because the big nations like Russia and others will take advantage if they possibly can. So I'm hopeful that Canada will do its part fully.
For the Dutch, the valor of the Canadians who liberated them is taught in schools. This was a chance to say thanks to some personally, likely for the last time. Chris Brown, CBC News, Grosbeek.
Workers at the Vatican have installed the chimney pipe on the roof of the Sistine Chapel ahead of next week's papal conclave. More than 130 cardinals will gather for the secret meeting to select a new pope beginning May 7th. The chimney will be used to tell the outside world when a new leader has been elected. Black smoke will signify no decision. White smoke will mean they've chosen the next head of the Roman Catholic Church. Pope Francis died on Easter Monday, April 21st. He was 88 years old. Canada's main stock index closed higher today, though not as much as U.S. markets, which got a boost from a positive jobs report. Here's a look at the numbers as we head to break. So yeah, Saturday afternoon sounds like the prime time to get out and enjoy this weather.
Yeah, definitely. A sluggish start to Saturday, as it can so often be here, mid to late spring.
We all have sluggish starts to Saturday, right?
Right? The best way. Ease into the day.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Yeah.
But if you want to get outside, get your hands dirty in the garden, or stretch the legs, Saturday afternoon is definitely looking like prime time for that. Have a look at our viewer picture of the day, and we're going to zoom in on Risser's Beach. A beautiful spot in the summertime, obviously when the sun is shining, but at night as well.
Wow. Barry gets the best photos,
He
doesn't he?
really does, and
he's got the patience for it, too.
I think so, and he's dedicated. I mean, these are middle of the night shots from Barry that we are often featuring. This one, again, just a terrific shot of the Milky Way. Thanks to Barry for sharing Ryan's pics at cbc.ca. So Saturday at Risser's, likely going to be right around 8 to 10 degrees standing. Well, Risser's is actually a little bit shielded from that southwest flow, maybe a little bit warmer, but the coastline will range, from that high single to low double digit mark. Get inland and you're going to find those teens and even 20s, including Bridgewater, 22 degrees there. And you can see temperatures into the 20s for northern areas. So it's going to be lovely. And as we look at Sunday, mild, but make sure you pack the umbrella or the rain jacket. It is going to be damp. Temperatures ranging between about 12 to 16 degrees for most. But yeah, those showers are going to be, I think, most frequent in the morning and still kind of a few chances into the afternoon.
Okay. Well, some statues outside a New Brunswick bed and breakfast are causing quite a stir in the community. Yep, those are 4 concrete statues of naked women. They're on the front lawn of the former Dorchester jail, which was recently converted into a B&B. Owner Bill Steele says it's about shock value and trying to attract customers to spend a night in a converted jail.
Dozens of residents complained about the statues on a community Facebook page, so Steele covered them up, covered 3 of them up. Still, he says he doesn't see what all the fuss is about, and he hasn't received any official complaints.
Yeah, it is the shock value, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.
Take care.